Good morning, everybody. Early morning crypto talk. Bitcoin Brandon here. We're going to get started in a second. Aloha, Jason. How you doing? What's going on, Jesse? How you doing, Eric? Anything exciting happened today so far? I see on the news they've got a Wall Street watch. The Dow is down 259 points. How you doing, Chuck? Good morning, Bill. What's going on, Pierre? The triple Bs, I like that one. Big Bitcoin Brandon. Like LeVar Ball. Aloha, Renee. Triple Bs. What do they say? Thank God it's Friday. What's going on, Shauna? What's going on, Brian? Good morning, Shane. Friday morning. What a week. Not just in the crypto world, but the entire financial market. What a year already. The government has shut down twice. It's been bloody red all through January. Crypto lost 60% of its value. The stock market had its biggest single-day crash ever. But you know that old saying, nothing stays in one direction, which means we're bound to have a turnaround very quickly. And you want to be prepared to get ready for it. The empire striking back in 2018. So let's cover some news this morning. And I'm going to start with the millennials. Since people are always asking me all the time about what should I do? How can I invest? How you doing, Kamal? All right, this article is Millennial Invests Life Savings into Bitcoin and Cryptocurrencies. Now millionaire angel investor. It's possible. Let me state this. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be sharing and dishing out financial advice. I share my opinion and suggestions by reading the news, and it is up to you to take that information and make your own decisions on what you want to get involved with. But one coin to watch for 2018, and Jairus Coleman was the first that I heard mention this, is Cardano. Cardano, right now on the coin market cap, it is at 37 cents. It was 34 cents yesterday. You can only buy it, well, there's different exchanges, but the big ones is Binance and Bittrex. And unfortunately, Binance is, if you don't already have an account, even if you do, they're going through some kind of relaunch, whatever. And then Bittrex, if you got a Bittrex account, you can go ahead and get it. But experts have said that Cardano is set to have the biggest growth percentage-wise of 2018. Now, Bitcoin just may hit $40,000 or $50,000 this year. But they're saying Cardano is going to have maybe around a 1,500 to a 1,600% increase. Cardano, ADA. That the sucker might reach $4 or $5, even $10 per coin, which is huge since the coin, there's 25 billion of them in circulation. It's kind of like Ripple. Ripple's got 39 billion in circulation. Right now, Ripple's at 91 cents a coin. At its height, I think it got to $3. Because I had got it when it was 40 cents, and it since came back down. But Jairus called it first. Last month he said it. Cardano. So all the experts say that it's going to have the biggest percentage gain of 2018. So people are looking for, I have people asking me all the time, and I can't give you financial advice. They want to say, I've got $200, I've got $500, I've got $1,000. Where should I put it in? Should I do mining? Should I do trading? Well, $500 mining ain't going to get you very far. $500 trading isn't going to get you very far unless you know what you're doing. Good morning, Lashana. But if you're able to pick the right coin and then sit and hold on to it for about 6 to 8 months, that can make a whole lot of difference. And that's kind of what this kid did here. Let me read this article. I'm not going to go into why Cardano's all special. You're going to get that kind of stuff in our education platform training. That's coming up. That's where you're going to get that info. I'm just giving you a coin that you might want to look. I'm not telling you to go buy it. I don't want anybody saying, Brandon said I need to put my life savings into Cardano. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a coin to watch is Cardano. And you do what you want with that information. What that means, you guys should start doing some research. Google it. What is Cardano? What do experts say? What are they predicting? Just do your own research on that part. All right, millennial invest life savings into Bitcoin. In 2018, a young man who invested about $34,000 into Bitcoin and altcoins has now earned several millions of dollars in profit. He invested $34,000. He abandoned his white-collar job in October 2017 and now travels the world as a startup advisor and angel investor. According to Business Insider, it all started in the summer of 2017 when the 24-year-old Advani traded all his personal belongings. He did this in 2017? He traded all of his personal belongings, withdrew his life savings from his bank account, and invested everything into various cryptocurrencies. Okay, now that makes sense. I'm like, he didn't become a Bitcoin billionaire off of $34K in 2017. He'd have to have done that back in 2012 and 13. But he invested in other altcoins. Avani was well aware of the liquidity and volatility of the crypto market, and deep down he knew it would be an adventure. So he dove in with all his life, and luckily for him, within 6 months, his net worth surged to the low 7 figures. Now, here I got to give a disclaimer here. That doesn't mean that happens for everyone. This is where you got to know what you're doing and maybe have a little bit of luck on your side. Because you can go to YouTube right now and see video after video of somebody crying, talking about, I lost my life savings. Whereas this individual turned his life savings into millions of dollars. What's the difference between the two? Education. That's the difference, knowing how to move around. Unlike some members of his demographic still struggling to find their footing in their careers, Advani is now a full-fledged cryptocurrency advisor and angel investor. He shuttles between London, New York, and San Francisco, meeting with and scouting blockchain startups. Speaking about the inherent opportunities in blockchain-based digital currencies, Advani reiterated that, "I think at no point in human history have people in their 20s had such an opportunity to invest in such high growth assets." It's not just people in the 20s. This is everybody. I say this again. Cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. The problem is the most amount of people don't even know what's going on. They can't participate. You can't participate in the game if you don't know the game is even being played. That's where education comes in. The young millionaire admitted that he first got interested in cryptocurrencies when he learned about blockchain technology. In 2012, an acquaintance introduced him to Bitcoin, an entirely decentralized cryptocurrency that supports pseudo-anonymous payments powered by distributed ledger technology. Advani saw a clear vision of the full potential of the technology and made up his mind that someday he'd invest in it. He declared, "It's like a rebellion to traditional finance. You don't need centralized banks to send money. You have these great pieces of tech send money for you through cryptography. So unlike banks, it's faster, cheaper, and more secure." With a strong desire to be a crypto whale, Advani started reading ICO white papers and spent most of his spare time studying the markets and saved as much as he could monthly from his day job as a data scientist in a software firm. Stop right there. I told you guys about my story in Jairus. We spent months researching this space before we invested in it. We spent months self-education. And even when we invested, I started with $100, Jairus started with $500. This is why education is so important. He spent all of his spare time, or most of it, studying the markets and saving his money. Every month I was waiting for that paycheck, and I put it straight in, he said. Finally, his efforts paid off. The crypto enthusiast has now made a fortune from his early stage investments in startups spun from universities like Stanford, Cornell, and Massachusetts Institute of Technology. These highly reputable institutions are mostly working on high-speed blockchains to continue developing the technology. All right, so it looks like what he did. It looks like, I don't know, he got in on ICOs. That's what he did. He researched the companies, read their white papers, got in on the ICOs, and made a killing off of it. Advani quit his software job back in October 2017. So he started in July 2017. So July, August, September, October. Within 4 months, he quit his job. And now flies around the globe advising blockchain startups and pumping his money into viable blockchain-based projects. He's giving me an idea here. Next stage level stuff to do. Unlike most young people with the kind of wealth he has, Advani neither drinks nor goes clubbing. He'd rather spend his spare time meditating and reading cryptocurrency research online. See, the education never stops. I've decided to optimize time in front of the computer because it's so easy to get distracted. What do I say in my prime directive, the last stage? Formulate a plan. Know where you want to be 30 days from now, 60 days, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months financially. Stick to the plan and don't get distracted. And what did this guy just say here? I've decided to optimize time in front of the computer because it's so easy to get distracted. I order all my food online to the door. I don't spend any time grocery shopping because I think it's a waste of time. I try to live in a bunker as much as possible. Man, this dude is focused. Talk about dialed in. He's in a bunker state. And I don't blame him. You want to know why? This is a very unique time in history. It's not going to happen again. So he's taking full advantage of this time. Put yourself in a bunker for 2 to 3 years and you live the rest of your life like a king. How about that trade-off? You work your ass off for 2 to 3 years so that you have financial freedom for the rest of your 40, 50, 60 years of your life. I understand. I can relate to him. I'm not even talking about me here. Let me continue here. He firmly believes that he has become successful partly because he has mastered the art of concentrating on the things that matter most, thereby starving the irrelevant ones. One such technique: he doesn't read news stories about the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Instead, Advani spends most of his time voraciously reading the latest research articles on blockchain technology and possibilities of virtual currencies. Despite all the advantages of cryptocurrency, the fact remains that they are very volatile and very liquid assets. Therefore, it is not recommended for everyone. Like Advani would say, only put in what you can afford to lose. That's my prime directive number 1. Do not invest money you cannot afford to lose. Smart kid. This kid's going to be a billionaire one day, within the next 15 years. He's going to be a billionaire. The millennials. All right, the next article. Thanks to mainstream media, the public is clueless about cryptocurrency. Not just the public. Did you guys watch that SEC hearing at the Senate building this week? Listening to those congressmen or senators, they knew nothing about crypto. And you could tell what they did know didn't come from them. It looked like it was written up by their staff, and they just sat up there and read it. I used to work in D.C. I used to work for a congressman. I know how they operate behind the scenes. Most of them never read the bills that they vote on. They don't even write the bills that they produce. It's all their staff. The most important person is not the congressman or the senator. It's his chief of staff that gets everything done. The senator and congressman is just a face. Right? They're just a face. They're not the ones doing all the research. So, let's read this. What's the media doing here? Let me put the link to this in the chat box. Did you hear that Bitcoin's dead? Or how about the new coin that's going to be the next Ethereum? Also, there's this cryptocurrency called Verge that experts are tipping to make huge gains this year. And let's not forget Ripple either. You should totally load up on $3 Ripple. Navigating the cryptocurrency landscape is tricky enough for experienced heads. But for the general public, who take their news from traditional media outlets, the situation is far worse. Hopelessly misinformed reporting and PR puff pieces published as news have left the public more clueless than ever. As Bitcoin reached record highs in December, the mainstream coverage grew to a crescendo. Suddenly, everyone from mom to the metaphorical shoe shine boy had an opinion on cryptocurrency as the masses wired their deposits to Coinbase to get some skin in the game. When the market started to fall in January, these new adopters got burned the worst. Many were stunned to see their rapidly diminishing portfolios, and a number quit altogether, electing to sell at a loss rather than endure more financial agony. They see that's the trick right there. You buy low and sell high. But because of FOMO, fear of missing out, everybody was hearing about crypto throughout all of 2017 and did nothing. And then in November and December, when the sucker started to skyrocket, I better get in now. Let me buy now. It's 16,000 a coin. Let me buy now. And then when the market correction happens and it goes back to what is true value between $8,000 to $10,000, and these people lost all their half their money, which they didn't actually lose. They panic. I'm about to lose 20 grand. Let me sell right now. At least I'll lose 20% of it, not all of it, because the news says it's a bubble. It just popped on me. I was the sucker. I fell for it. It was a scheme. I fell for Bitcoin. And they sell low. The only way you lose is when you sell. Those of us who are in the know, who are educated, didn't even bat an eye to this. It's a trend. You weather the storm. It's going to go right back up. What is it at right now? Let me hit the refresh. While the stock market is down 300 more points right now, Bitcoin is at $8,000, 3.5% increase today. Ripple's at a 23% increase the last 24 hours. Cardano's up 11%. Now see, some of them are going double digit. Lisk is 16%. Bitcoin Gold, really coming out of nowhere, 59.52%? Why? What news did I miss about that one? Ethereum Classic is up 25%. Oh, I like that one. I got a lot of that. Ethereum Classic. Qtum's up 23%. Siacon. So most of the board is green, right? Whoa. What in the world is this? eCoin. Literally, eCoin is up 1,097%. What the heck is eCoin? Ranked number 62. $67 a coin right now, up 1,097%. Just yesterday it was worth $5. Now it's worth $67. How'd I miss this? I've been busy on our project and not paying attention to the boards. eCoin. Interesting. It has been sitting since May of last year between $3 and had a height of $7, has now shot up 14, let's see here. Market cap went from 21 million to 110 million in 24 hours. I have not, have you guys seen any news articles on this? You're right, Mr. Horton, it does sound like a pump and then it's going to dump. Let me go back even further. Yeah, well, there is no other. A lot of volume happening back in August. A lot of movement. But this one is coming out of nowhere. Something fishy's going on here with eCoin. But if you were holding a bunch of eCoin 2 days ago and you were to sell it right now, that's 1,000% profit. In a very short period of time. I'd sell immediately. Let's see here. 26% is Ignis. So I'm going to keep an eye on that one. See how that one falls. $162 on February 6th? Yeah, 2 days ago. So people are selling it. Sold it then. Now it's down to $50, $60 something. All right, so let me go back to the article. The mainstream media. Mainstream media aren't to blame for the price of Bitcoin and can be forgiven for getting swept up in the cryptomania that was unavoidable for a while. Reporting on the news is their job after all, and for a while the news was everyone's buying Bitcoin and it keeps going up. What's less forgivable is the recklessness of much of the reporting. Established outlets such as the New York Times, Bloomberg, and Reuters, while not perfect, have the resources to provide proper coverage of the crypto space, but less reputable rags have also piled in, and their breathless reporting is often woeful. In the UK, 3 mainstream publications have excelled themselves when it comes to clueless crypto coverage. The Mail Online, Sky News, and The Express. In one article this week detailing Bitcoin's slide, The Express featured related ads and articles that urged readers not to buy Ethereum, to buy Ripple, to look into a Bitcoin pension, and to learn more about Bitcoin skyrocketing 25% in 24 hours. Bitcoin pension? It is any wonder that casual readers have no idea what's actually happening. The same ads aren't unique to mainstream media sites either. CoinDesk has also come into criticism for hosting similar clickbait ads alongside its news stories. Even if the contradictory ads are overlooked, the quality of reporting from outlets such as The Express is hopelessly misinformed. They said, forget Bitcoin and Ripple. Next cryptocurrency boom uncovered as Verge as rivals plunge. This is the same publication that recently claimed Ripple to be a mineable cryptocurrency. This week, Sky News also published as straight news a press release for a new ICO headed by notorious British businesswoman Michelle Mone. The Scottish lingerie entrepreneur has a string of failed ventures and dubious business practices to her name. But there was no mention of that in the story, which has since been deleted, but is still available as a cached version. Titled, I hope my new cryptocurrency encourages women to invest in tech, it bears the strapline Baroness Michelle Mone launches cryptocurrency Equi, which will allow the public to invest in tech startups. Whatever her ICO may be, it has nothing to do with helping women. The piece is riddled with preposterous claims that crypto heads would see through instantly. See that word right there? Those who are educated would see right through it. But that could easily hoodwink newcomers, including the women the project is supposedly designed for. Accurately reporting on the cryptocurrency space requires journalists with the requisite knowledge and expertise. Otherwise, not only are these platforms misleading their readers, they're potentially defrauding them. While the fake news meme has caused the public to be more skeptical of the information they're fed, the majority still presume that if a story is on an established site, it must be true. That's my parents, especially my dad. Any news he sees on mainstream news about Bitcoin, especially if it's negative, he shoots it over to me. Did you see this? Yeah, Dad, I know all about it. The majority still presume that if a story is on an established news site, it must be true. If media outlets can't tell the difference between vaporware and legitimate cryptocurrencies and don't understand things such as market cap and total circulating supply, let me ask yourselves a question. Do you guys understand the difference between market cap and total circulating supply? And you got to be honest with yourself. Do you know the difference? Because that is huge to understand when you're looking at the charts. That is huge. That's stuff that we'll cover in our education. What's the difference between market cap and total circulating supply? They should refrain from dispensing investment advice or reporters who can. That's true. Why is it that the SEC wants to get on anybody that's not licensed that wants to talk about investment advice, but the media is allowed to do whatever they want? You didn't see the media call the stock market crash. And yes, it was a flash crash. You don't have the biggest single day loss in stock market history and not say that it's negative or say that it's bad. That was a bubble right there. It popped. But let Bitcoin go down 30%. And the news is all, oh, we told you it was gonna happen. We told you it was gonna crash. Even from the early days when Bitcoin was worth $30 and it did a market correction and dropped to $3, the news media called it a crash. They said the bubble burst. They told people, don't get into it. That's financial advice. But they know not to do that about the stock market because they don't want to be sharing any more fear or doubt in the stock market and make it even worse. So they're responsible when it comes to the stock market, but when it comes to crypto, they don't care. Why is that? But at the same time, you also need to be able to see through this stuff yourself. You need to be able to, when you read news articles, be able to tell, because even these news articles I read, I can tell that the author knows what they're talking about. And I call them out when they don't. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's not true. Where'd you get your info from? Just because it's on the news does not mean it's true. And with that, guys, that is it for early morning crypto talk. There will not be a late night crypto talk tonight. I'll be out. But tomorrow, we got something special happening tomorrow. Depending on if I wake up early enough, I'll do a early morning crypto talk. I might even turn on the camera. I don't like turning the camera on, but I might have that on. And we're having a special Meet the Founders call. A special Meet the Founders call tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And it is open to the entire public, which means it's also being set up for the Europe. That's why we're having it at that time, because it's evening time in Europe. You can call in or you can log in from your computer. I'm going to put the information in the link here. I'm going to open it up 10-15 minutes early because I think it's going to get packed. I don't know. I got to check back with I thought I have an unlimited limit, but we'll see about that. But you definitely might want to get in early before it gets locked out. And so you're going to be able to meet the founders of Cryptogenics. That is our platform that's launching and pre-launch within the next 45 days or so. So you'll be able to meet the founders. And then tomorrow night for late night crypto talk, I'm actually going to be talking about mindset in crypto. Kind of like that millennial who understands what's going on. And so he decided to block the world out, go into his bunker, and stay focused to build up his little mini empire. I'm going to talk about why you should have laser focus in this space, mindset-wise, where we are in history, how to approach it, and best of all, for those of you that want to or will be a part of our Cryptogenics revolution and launch, how to launch your business. Come out of the gate swinging. And I'll share exactly what it is that I'm doing. So that's going to be tomorrow night. I normally don't schedule my lives. It's just whenever I feel like doing it. But I will schedule it. It'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night. Facebook Live, 9 p.m. Eastern. So we've got two big things. Meet the founders and then Mindset in Crypto World. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, right here on my Facebook channel. So with that, you guys have a great day. Make it a productive day. Bitcoin Brandon out. God bless. Bye-bye.